Now we'll learn the question that Rab Nachman Bar Yitzchak poses on the opinion of Shmuel. So again, let's review. The opinion of Shmuel is that a stolen lulav is permitted on Yom Tov Sheni. And as we learned in Tosfos, it's because he holds that because Yom Tov Sheni is only a D'Rabbanan, Shmuel says a mitzvah haba ba'aveira does not apply when dealing with a D'Rabbanan, so you can use a stolen lulav. Comes the Gemara and quotes Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak, who asks a question. Our Mishnah says a lulav hagazel is posul. Now our Mishnah does not say anything about a lulav hashol, a borrowed lulav. We can imply from that, we can make a diuk, that if it's not mentioned, it's kosher, because our Mishnah lists what you cannot use for a lulav, and if it does not mention a borrowed lulav, so one can imply from that in the case of our Mishnah, a borrowed lulav is kosher. Now, if so, then our Mishnah must be referring to Yom Tov Sheni, because everyone agrees that you cannot use a borrowed lulav on Yom Tov Rishon. As we all know that the pasuk tells us that we need the lulav to be lachem. So on day one, it certainly needs to be yours, and a borrowed lulav is not yours. So if we are going to understand our Mishnah to be implying that a borrowed lulav is okay to use, it must be that our Mishnah is talking about Yom Tov Sheni. But then we see that a lulav hagazel is in our Mishnah is still posul. In other words, if our Mishnah, we've now been compelled to learn that our Mishnah is dealing with Yom Tov Sheni, and it still says that you cannot use a stolen lulav, our Mishnah teaches us that a stolen lulav is posul on Yom Tov Sheni. And this, of course, is directly against what Shmuel says, that a stolen lulav is permitted on Yom Tov Sheni. That's the question on Shmuel. We should note how the Gemara has now done a complete turn from the way it understood our Mishnah on the previous Amud. So if you recall, at the very beginning of the Gemara said, Kapasuk Vitani, that our Mishnah did not distinguish between any day of Sukkot. So Kapasuk Vitani, it made a very blanket statement, and we understood our Mishnah to be applying not only to Yom Tov Rishon, but also to Yom Tov Sheni. And now we're suggesting that our Mishnah is only Yom Tov Sheni and v'chlal not Yom Tov Rishon. So the explanation for that is simple, is that now we have a compelling reason to say this, is that our Mishnah now, as we've just learned in this question of Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak, cannot be talking about Yom Tov Rishon. The Gemara in the beginning was saying it kind of without looking into it too deeply. Our Mishnah doesn't distinguish, so it must be referring to everything. And now we're saying, no, actually, with second glance, we see it can only be talking about Yom Tov Sheni.